What's up, everybody? This is my 2019 ZX10. It's currently set up for drag racing. Do a little walk around, and I'm going to tell you what I've done to this bike and what it runs in the eighth and what it runs in the quarter. All right, let's start. There is a Woolix tuner on here. I have not put a tune on it yet. Don't ask me why. It's just been a long time. It's about to happen. I do have the Voodoo Sidewinder header. I wanted to get the Brox, but one of the things you're going to find out when you get a ZX10 is it's much easier to get shit for a Suzuki than it is to get for a ZX10. It just seems like if you want to drag race or roll race, there's so much more that you can get, so much easier that you can get for either a Hayabusa or a GX1000. The ZX14s is a lot easier, but if you're looking ZX10, it's going to be difficult to do drag racing or roll racing. You're going to have to look. If you're going to do that Sidewinder header, you are going to have to cut the radiator, because the way that this header sweeps down, it's if you see, it's a lot lower. I had to get it cut and welded right there. The new ZX10 is a lot like the Gixxters, and the ZX10, the new ones, they have an oil cooler and a radiator, and the difference is it's like another little radiator that's underneath of the radiator. So all you have to do is remove that, and then you have room for this kind of a header. You don't have to cut it, you don't have to do any of that. So that's one of the things that makes it easier. Not only that it's easier, but it's just easier to find parts for. But anyways, I got Brox straps on the front. I got the Ohlins. If you got a ZX10, get rid of the stock dampener. It's electronic and it is garbage, and I had to, that's not the greatest spacer set I got there, but it works really good. It's much better than the stock one. And then I got the DME. It's like a jet ski pull cord on it. It's over there. Anyways, so got the straps in the front. I'm gonna cut my forks pretty soon because that's a lot right there. Then we'll come back. I got the DME oil pan. You're gonna want to get this if you're gonna lower your bike a lot, because it just gives you a lot of clearance on the bottom end, and it's much tougher than the cast aluminum stock pan that comes on there, which is very easy to bust and dump oil everywhere, which I just saw someone have that happen at Bradenton, and they ended up, wheeling in, coming down, busting their oil pan, sliding sideways because oil over their back tire, and they ended up landing on their head and in the hospital. And also this has a pickup that's on a bearing that pivots, so it goes forward and backwards. If you slam on the brakes, it's picking up in the front. If you're on the gas, it's accelerating and it swings back and it's picking up oil. So whichever way the oil's going, the pickup is going with it. Obviously, I got some Vortex sprockets on there. Right now I think I'm like 1 down in the front and 5 up in the back. But I found out when I went to Bradenton for the quarter mile, I'm probably better off with the 17 in the front, the stock one, and just maybe 5 up in the back, because I was running out of gear in the quarter. Then we go back here to the MSP air shifter. Is amazing, and this is the MSP shifter. It's like a reverse style, and the DME pegs. Once again, these DME pegs, the top bracket lined up, but the bottom one didn't. You can see that hole under there if you look really closely. That's where the old one mounted. I had to drill and tap to make those fit. I even had to grind down a little bit right there to make that thing fit in there, because they don't make those style foot pegs for this bike anymore. And then also you see that right there, and you see this is to protect the chain from rubbing on the frame. The DME, they didn't offer anything except for this little guy right here on the top, and there's not a lot of wear going on the top. Everything's on the bottom. You know, the top is being pulled tight. The bottom is constantly flipping, and, you know, so I had to get some, you know, bought that off of Amazon and just ended up tapping and drilling and making my own deal. Down here we go. That's pretty nice. That keeps slack out of the bottom end. That's DME, but you have to, you know, buy that aftermarket from DME, and you got to drill and tap the backside of your swing arm in order to get that to work. This swing arm is awesome. It holds air in it. That's what those lines are. Those are the ones going to the air shifter. I put a gauge right up here. You can see it climbing, and that's all off of this headlight pass button. There's a little DME air compressor underneath my seat, and this seat is obviously aftermarket. I just put a little foam pad in here. It works great. I got the Brock's linkage in the back, and I got the Penske shock, and the Penske shock is fully adjustable. It's an amazing shock. You talk about rebound adjustment, man. That thing is just, it made my bike hook up more than you could ever ask for. And then this is the MSP kill box that times how many milliseconds that your air shifter kills the engine. You got to hook it up to your coils. It's not that hard. I mean, depending on your mechanical skills, but I mean, I was able to do it. You'll be able to do it. You just got to read and, you know, figure it out. And then I got the Launchmaster, MSC Launchmaster, and you got the dials right there, and that controls your RPMs. Once you have the bike in gear and once you pull in that clutch, you can floor this bike and it will only go to, you know, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, wherever you want it to. It's there. And as soon as you let that clutch go, the bike is wide open, no more rev limiter. So that's pretty much it, man. That's what I've done to my bike. I've had this bike for about a year. It runs really good. The best I've done in the 8th is a 5.6 at 124 or 122, I think. And in the quarter mile, I only ran twice. It was a bad day. I didn't get a lot of runs in. But I've only run twice. And the best I ran was a 9.1 at 151. And that's me running out of gear at the end. And that my 8th was a 5.9. So I know I can get 5.8, 5.7. You know, by the time I just tweak some gearing, launch a little harder, and put a tune on the bike, still no tune on the bike, I will be at least 880s, 870s. I'm hoping I can squeeze just the way it is. Well, I do have another swing arm coming, and I got another tire. But yeah, I got another 8 inches on the swing arm. I'm thinking, oh yeah, and I also have I got rid of the slide. So on these clutches, they have a slider style clutch. It's like this weird spring in the middle. Brock's makes an eliminator for it. You want to get that. And then you want to buy the Brock's clutch springs, the heavy duty clutch springs, and they come with these spacers. And you can, you know, they come with like 3 different spacers, and depending on which ones you put in, it depends on the pressure that the springs put down. And then I got the Track Max clutch plates, metal and fibers, and they work great. They're really good, but I'll be honest, they're right on the edge of, you know, this bike. I need something better. I'm going through them pretty quick when you're just out there dumping the clutch at 10,000 RPMs. We wear through them really quick. You know, that's probably the weakest link on the bike. I need to get a centrifugal lockup clutch. But anyways, so if you got a ZX10 and you do what I've done, you know, which is literally just set up, you can be in the 8s, riding right, you know, with the right setup. And definitely, Shinkos are good, don't get me wrong. But if you want to go fast, get you a Drag Max. Those things are the shit. They fucking hook like crazy. But that's that, guys. All right, enjoy your life. Thanks for listening.